Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here, basically, we are discussing one other topic, that is city creation. In this, basically, we are talking one topic, that is connected to cyber group, basically. Connecting to the cyber group. One of the person told that basically, if you do watch any of the some assume that basically some video you watched basically, some Bollywood romantic scene basically you watched, immediately basically the Bollywood group basically connected with the cyber group basically they calls basically. That basically they will not tell basically directly that basically you have watched this that basically. Sometimes basically they don't call also basically they send the mail basically and they connected with the each and everything. So they told that basically this type of thing basically they do, right? Then one of the person that person basically watched this video basically. After that basically he told that basically yeah, the normal person basically who just basically watch few romantic scenes Bollywood movie basically. That group basically immediately calls, but they don't basically take actions basically against this all group basically. Why? Because these groups are very dangerous group basically. If you take action against this group, na basically, they will tell you basically who they are basically, but they will take action against you basically because you are a normal person basically. Because you are a normal person, I assume that basically I basically watched some data basically. I assume that basically one person basically watched some data. So and he person that person basically is a normal person. Basically. Normal person basically means if you slap that person basically, he will say that basically slap me another basically face also basically another side also of the face. So that kind of person basically. So that kind of person basically the cyber groups calls and then basically say that basically we have basically blacklisted your mobile number, this that basically. But why? Because they are peace group basically. They are peace group basically. Peace group means if you slap in one face side basically, the another face side also basically, they will say that you can slap here also basically. That kind of people basically, the cyber group basically keeps on giving trouble basically. Just taking as an example, basically, police also basically are like that only basically. But the people who are bad people basically, the police also basically stay away from that group basically. That is this whole group basically. This all. So they stay away from that basically. So here basically we are not discussing basically who is that, this, that basically. Here basically again we are going to the topic, the main topic that is Bollywood group basically. So one of the person told that Bollywood group जो है, they basically sets the scene basically. For example, assume that basically just taking as an example, really basically this has not happened. Assume that basically Sunil R. Nair is going to die, and that information basically they tracked it basically. That in this date basically this time basically something basically is going to happen to Sunil R. Nair, and he is going to die. Just taking as an example, basically really basically I currently still exist basically. You can see me basically. So Bollywood group basically say that basically he is going to die. Assume that basically they are told that basically Sunil R. Nair is going to die. So on the basis of what basically they say that basically one of the person asked the question basically on the basis of what they say that Sunil R. Nair is going to die. Assume that basically few Bollywood group told that basically, "Arey, bhai, you are getting job in software company basically." Then it is like no basically, I am not getting jobs. So and everywhere basically the software companies basically are there basically. You know that basically. Then into the layers basically. Then basically how you are going to earn the money, how basically you are going to earn, who are going to do the marriage, how basically you are going to do the going to create the child basically. Not create basically, I am not going to create the child. I'm just telling that basically how you are going, how Sunil Arnar is going to get the child, this and all the things. How you are going to, Sunil Arnar is going to do the marriage. Because if you are not able to earn the money basically, then how you are going to do that basically? Then one of the person told that basically Bollywood group told that basically you have died basically. Your death date basically is already prepared. Because the person basically who are bachelor basically, their life are the like that, like this only basically. The other group basically you are sending the data no, basically of energy basically. They keeps on giving telling that basically when you are going to die basically. Because you don't have any future basically, then why basically you exist? That type of people are also basically there basically. Who tells like this thing basically? That basically why you are basically. Lots of people basically say that basically. That's why basically the lots of things basically happen basically. And one of the person told that basically the sky group, that is the king group basically, has not allocated your data in the universe basically. One of the satellite person told that basically Sunil basically तुम्हारा future तो हमको दिख नहीं रहा. In Hindi basically this is. In English is your future basically we can't say it basically. That was satellite group basically they told. And they told according to their style. That is the space basically which basically 900 crore people basically are, each and every people's energy basically are going to store in the universe basically. That is 900 crore people basically. There 900 crore people basically spaces are basically there. There basically they checked that basically Sunil basically your space basically is not available here basically. Then one of the person told that basically Sunil basically is not married basically, he is basically divorcee basically. Then but divorce that does not mean basically the second marriage will not happen basically. But they say that basically they have not allocated because they say that basically you have basically some medical problem, this that basically each and everything basically they told that, and then basically they told that basically your space basically is not allocated. That means something basically problem basically some group has created you. So just check it basically where the problem is basically. Then Sunil Arnar checked this, that, each and everything basically that tell, and then basically the satellite group that told that basically yes basically we can see the space now basically. We can see the space now basically in the sky of the Sunil Arnar and his family basically. That is second wife and child basically going to happen basically. Then one of the king told that basically sorry. There are lots of expense basically. We can't afford your expense. So we basically will do one thing, we will kill you basically. Because your energy basically we can't store in the universe basically. So that type of king basically are also basically there basically. That type of groups are also basically there. That type of groups are also basically there. So why basically I discussed this here basically? Because was this incident basically. That is this. That is this all basically. That is one of the person told that how many vitamins basically are there in this world. So see the vitamin basically. 13 vitamins basically is there basically in your body is basically needs are basically. So just see basically. And then basically one of the person told that are you basically medical basically person basically, then Sunil Arana told no basically I am not medical person basically, but I know this basically that this way only basically the things are created and this basically you can't change it basically. Why? Because all vitamins basically everything is created. You can change that thing basically because you can't finish the cities basically. You can change the data of the city basically through the energy basically, but you can't finish the city basically because you have already created and the things basically are already merged with the universe also basically. If universe basically group basically say that basically we want to finish, then basically they can finish, but the earth planet basically can't finish the city basically. So in next video basically we are going to see little bit more about this 13 vitamins.